Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
You know what really grinds my gears, guys? You want to know what really grinds them? TV shows that portray the winter poorly. Okay? I was listening to a Guys with Issues episode. Since I know the one listener that you guys have is me, I really appreciate the work you guys do for that. I know you guys don't have really any emailers that are worth anything. So I just really appreciate that. I really appreciate that you guys do this podcast for me. And I'm telling you, nothing makes me more upset when I'm watching a TV show and the winter is just not portrayed correctly. Drives me absolutely insane. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. People who make stuff about winter should know what it's like.
I think that's fair. Patrick, Will, any thoughts?
I mean, it's subjective to where you live, I guess, you know?
It's true.
Wow. See, they're the neutral ones.
Yeah. Can't get nothing. Can't get nothing. You don't mean to tell me that it's a Christmas episode and somebody's out in a light sweatshirt just walking around all willy-nilly like?
Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah, I've done that, but I'm telling you, when it's not set in Florida.
Well, we didn't talk about the setting of the show. You're just like they're outside. So if it's winter and they're just wearing something light, I'm gonna assume they're not in like northern Montana.
Even if there's snow on the ground?
Well,
That's it. That's the part that gets me. You watch The Office. You watch The Office or you watch Parks and Rec.
Right.
Pennsylvania and Indiana. It's simple. If I don't see air when you breathe, I don't see that air come out of your mouth because it's that cold out.
Then
It's not accurate.
It's not real.
It's true.
I mean, the last 3 winters we've had have been like that.
I understand that.
The other morning.
Oh yeah.
How crazy is that? In July.
That's because you got up too early.
Yeah, that sounds like you got up early.
Maybe.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call
Break
boys?
me in the mouth. Yes.
You have failed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunnar, also known as Chico Noise, 3-time podcast host, and alongside me, as always, it's Juan Wolverine for 3, and we have 3 special guests on for this episode. It is the guys with snacks. I mean, guys with issues. The guys with a lot of issues.
I mean, at this point, one of our issues is not getting snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We had breakfast,
we
though.
fixed that.
Yeah, you did fix that. You guys went out for a nice breakfast this morning.
It was amazing.
And is it Chris Poole, Will Poole, and Pat Poole today?
I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, it is. And we've got, I don't even know what I would be.
Culverine, and you, are you his, what's the
I
guy?
am Marvel Jesus.
You'd be Podcast Jesus.
Yeah. Podcast Jesus. Yes. How's it going, guys?
It's going real good.
Yeah, not bad.
Real good.
You guys just hit your 1 year as a podcast?
Correct. Yeah, that was a journey. Almost canceled it early because of me.
Mm-hmm.
But he convinced himself actually to come back.
Yeah,
so
it had nothing to do with us.
he talked himself out of it, and then he talked himself back into it.
Yes.
So
You mean you can't just stop, Chris?
Can't stop Chris.
That's right. You just can't stop Chris.
Can't stop
What he wants.
No, you guys are great. I love listening. I did love the 1 year episode going back through and doing all these stats and everything. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah, and we still haven't fit in. This was actually the day that I originally earmarked to try to do call-in stuff, and then we talked about doing this, and I was just like, it's just gonna get pushed back. It's just gonna go. Eventually, we'll do it. We want to do it, but it's coordination. You know, you've done it.
Yeah. Oh,
you always have to like record for weeks with different people when you've done it.
Yeah, it was like the one time we did really do it was like 3 days of just like 2 hours, 3 hours a night, just everybody
Those
that
were-
we had. Yeah, it was.
Those were fun nights.
It was.
I had
it was
fun.
something. Yeah, well, it was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
You try to monitor it and keep it to like 15 to 20 minutes a person, and then it ends up being like 45 to an hour per person.
Yeah, and we're gonna ask Nick if he wants to be back on, you know, since he was a guest. So I know that we'll probably have editing, but shoot.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, it's hard to have Nick without editing.
Yeah, no.
I know. I know.
But man, he brings content, doesn't he? He
Yes.
does, man. He does.
Yes, he does. Yes,
Love that guy.
he's
Both on a podcast and just in general
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
I've spent many hours with that guy, and we've done many river floats, and some of the things that he does, even along that time period, is just. It's Nick. Nick is Nick. Nick is always just Nick.
That's what makes him so interesting to be around, man. It is.
Yeah.
I appreciate him so much.
Yeah, he's one of a kind. That's for sure.
Yep. But anyway,
Yeah.
what have you guys been watching?
Oh,
Oh, wow. Flip the script. The Olympics is on right now, so my life is going to be consumed with that.
You have a favorite?
I enjoy obviously basketball, but I really get into the swimming events.
I thought he was going to say the United States, but go on.
Yeah.
There's only one country to be cheering for. I was actually listening to the opening ceremonies last night, which is when we're recording this. Last night, and I was upset that they're giving facts and little tidbits on every other country. I'm like, no, I don't care about that. This is when you need to be very, very deliberate with what country you are cheering for. We don't care about the other countries. I don't care if there's just one person from some random country doing some stupid random event. No. USA all the way, baby. That's it.
Not a celebration of like athleticism worldwide.
No, those are just our competitors. That's it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Patrick gets it.
Yeah, I got you.
It's real simple. It's real simple.
They
don't
only
care.
show- They
I
only
don't
show up so we can establish the pecking order. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. Remember why you're a third world country, okay?
Oh, geez.
man.
Wow.
This is amazing.
Oh, that reminds
I'm
me.
so glad I showed up for this.
I think there's a story of like a guy that was in the swimming event, and they just plucked him out of a small village out in Africa somewhere, and he actually ended up winning the gold because everybody else false started.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and so he won by default. He
Wow.
didn't actually beat anybody. He like hardly ever swam in his life.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. That's
So I heard-
awesome.
I heard a story. I'm not sure. I think it happened in the last Winter Olympics or something. So this lady figured out that the only thing that she had to do to get into the Olympics was to be top 30 in like 15 events or third, something like that. So she went to events and registered when there was less than 30 people.
Colton,
Yes.
you gonna try? Is there something you gonna try that next time?
No,
She got into the Olympics. It was a great story.
my wife goes, she starts throwing off stats about how, the average American can do one event like this and an average Olympian will do it like 3 times faster. And I said the only thing
I said Colton has a partner right now.
Yes. You can't tell.
It's
I have-
highly. We encourage you to watch the YouTube video of this.
I have my own Deadpool right now.
Kid pool.
Kid
Yes.
pool, correct. But I told my wife last night, I said the only thing that I have on probably 90% of Olympic athletes is that I'm taller than them.
That's true. You are pretty tall.
They're all short.
That is also true.
There's a
And
ton
they've
of
got the
short
basketball
people.
players.
They're not short. They're aerodynamic.
They are. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever done pull-ups before, but I'm telling you, tall people and pull-ups do not go together.
Tall people in push-ups. You have to push a lot. I bet if you and Gunnar do push-ups, the length of your arms, you'd be moving twice as far as him.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Look at these arms. I got
I know.
wings.
Caw-caw.
I'm short, so
They're not.
They're You were called
Man,
out.
he's like, Dad,
Wow.
that you do not have wings.
We're doing great. You're doing great, bud. You're doing great.
You are no angel, Dad. He knows. He knows.
uh,
Got his own little fact checker right there.
Oh,
Keeping it
shoot.
real.
So yeah, Gunnar, what are you watching these days,
Uh,
brother?
I'm literally I have not watched anything in like a week at
That's
least.
so weird for you.
All of my shows ended. Everything was over, so I haven't really pulled anything up. So did watch part of the opening ceremony last night, but it kind of got boring, so I bailed on that.
Snoop Dogg
So-
carrying the torch wasn't exciting enough for you?
Oh yeah, and Snoop Dogg is such a great interviewer.
And, I mean, he's
Yeah.
like a
So bad.
cultural icon at this point. That's what that's solidified.
It's just like you give him a mic, and you know how you, Chris, you just turn Colton up a little bit to have good audio. No, Snoop Dogg in the mic is like, "Hey man, how's it going?" So quiet. Like they probably have to turn him all the way up. But so yeah, I haven't been watching a whole lot. What have you guys been watching?
Let's start with Patrick.
I've actually been watching Ghosts, the American
No,
version.
nice.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that. It's been pretty funny.
What is that?
It's
I don't know what this is.
it's a show on, I believe, Paramount,
Mhm.
whatever channels that is, and it is a story about a bunch of ghosts that have died in a house.
Oh, okay. You talked
And
about this the other day.
Yes, and a young couple buys a house. They decide to turn it into a bed and breakfast, and something happens to one of the couple. Yeah, that's right. And she can see the ghosts and interact with them. So it is actually quite humorous. I've been enjoying it immensely. I just finished Ted Lasso,
Nice.
Nice.
which was amazing. I recommend it to everybody to watch that.
I've heard it's really good.
It's a really good show. And
Nope.
we just started Dark Matter.
Nice.
So
The one based around the book.
the one based around the book. that I've
Okay,
already
not the
read,
not the
yes.
sci-fi one from like 5-7 years ago.
Correct.
Okay, that's the one I
Yeah.
watched.
All good shows.
Yeah. I'm enjoying them immensely.
Very nice.
Nice.
Whirlpool.
I've actually been watching a lot of comedy here lately, both stand up and like stuff on podcasts. I don't know if you guys know who Bert Kreischer or Tom Segura. They've got
Mhm.
a podcast
Yep.
called
I've
Two
seen-
Bears, One Cave. It's pretty
Yep.
funny. They did a episode recently with another comedian named Adam Ray, and he's been doing this thing where he dresses up and pretends to be Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah.
I've
his-
seen that. I've seen that. It's
It is-
hysterical.
Did you guys watch that podcast with like?
I have not seen the Two Bears.
If you're only ever going to watch one, watch the one where it's two bears with the Adam Ray version of Dr. Phil, because it is one of the funniest things. I was listening to it at work, and I had to stop because I was laughing in the middle of a quiet office,
Oh, I've done that.
and I felt really because like from everybody else's perspective, I just start busting up laughing, and kind of
Right.
raises some questions.
So you look crazy.
I do, yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I kind of got some glances. I'm like, I got to turn this off. And so I finished listening to it after work, and it was just had me in tears. I was in pain.
Yeah, I love Bert. Saw him at Four Winds a
Nice.
couple years ago. Yeah, he's hilarious.
But yeah, then because of that, I went and watched some more of the because you can just watch the Dr. Phil live show that the comedian does at the Comedy Store, and I think it's Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And his crowd work is great. It's just really funny, but it is not kid appropriate, so I wouldn't watch it around anybody with sensitive ears.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty much it.
Noise.
Comedy. Comedy will.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't watch TV really. I started an episode of Stardust Memory, the Gundam anime from like 30 years ago recently. I had to get it on Blu-ray. I got it for Father's Day from my kids. And it's because you can't stream it anywhere. And so far it's good, but it's not really kid appropriate. So I don't have a lot of time to do that right now. There's a show that you can watch on Amazon Prime if you enjoy espionage. There's a show called Spooks that's older. It's a BBC show. It's also called MI5, but it's a pretty cool show that I started years and years back, and it's back on Amazon Prime. So I started watching that again, just a little bit. I think I'm like an episode in, and but if I have downtime, I usually like play a video game or paint minis or something like that. I haven't been. I did watch Godzilla -1. That is awesome.
Nice.
That is so good. It's streaming on Netflix now. I got Reese to watch it, and he was like, "That movie was amazing. It's probably one of the best ones they've ever made." And I was like, "Yep." It's so good. I cried
still
at the
need to
end.
watch that.
It's phenomenal. It's such a powerfully done movie.
It is. I agree.
It's you
Wholeheartedly.
got to watch it. Like
Godzilla
even people who
-1.
maybe aren't huge into Godzilla, it's a character story. It's really the arc about the protagonist. It's not Godzilla is like a force of destruction in the movie. It is by far one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it is super good, super good.
Godzilla -1.
Yeah,
Where do you say you can watch that at?
Netflix right now.
Okay.
Streaming on Netflix.
Streaming on Netflix. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited for anything coming up?
Um,
I was curious about this. Do you guys know about anything that you're looking forward to?
I believe the Olympics is one of them.
No, I meant like movies.
Oh, okay.
These are movie guys.
I know.
Do you guys have anything
That
coming
was
up
a-
that you're excited about?
That was a joke.
I know.
um,
I'd have to spell that out for you, Christopher.
JOKE.
Correct.
you know,
USA
Seeing-
is how we spell that.
seeing all the trailers and stuff that, at the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The new Alien looks good. It looks intense. Like I think it'd be fun to watch, but I didn't see a whole lot in those trailers that really was like, I need to go to the movies to see this.
There's one Patrick and I want to see, but I cannot remember the name of it. The one where they're walled in that city, the Kung Fu movie coming out next month.
Isn't it called like Walden or something?
Is it called Walled
I
In?
think it is.
It looks crazy over the top, like ridiculous.
I'm gonna
And
look that
like
up
it will
real
be a ton of fun to watch. Like Kung Fu Hustle, but like modern day.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking forward to Gladiator 2? I've wanted to
No.
ask you guys this. Okay, just making sure. What about you, Colton, at all? No, Steve?
No, I mean Russell Crowe's not in it. That's probably the biggest beef with it.
Okay. I have a name.
Okay.
It's called Twilight of the Warriors, Walden.
Okay.
Nice.
You know the funny part about like Russell Crowe not being in the new Gladiator is everybody asks him about it, and he's like, "For the last time, I don't know anything about this. I was never called. I'm
That's
not
amazing.
in it," because he's in all these interviews and stuff, and everybody's asking him about.
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know, I really hope he's actually in it and he's
Like-
just gaslighting everyone.
Well, I mean,
Dead.
look at all the people that were in this movie that said, "Oh yeah, we're not a part of that," and then they show up.
He could have a cameo in it. He
Like a
doesn't have to be-
flashback that they
or something.
show something. My thing is it's like Gladiator is such a phenomenal film of its time. And it's during that era when you see all these period pieces. And this just seems like, I mean, it's cool that they're showing some of the stuff that the Colosseum was used for that people don't think about as much, like how they flooded it and used it for naval battles. I've always found that interesting. That's something historically I was aware of. So it's cool that they're doing that. But I just wondered if you guys were interested, because I heard about it and I immediately was like, I don't care about this. But anyway, sorry, I had to know. I had to know if you guys. I didn't know if you guys had talked about it recently because I'm a few episodes behind.
Did they have a trailer for you at the theater?
For Gladiator?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the first. That might have been the first time I watched the trailer.
Me too. Yeah.
The Joker movie, the sequel to that,
yes,
cool. That looks really cool.
Yeah.
So, and Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn being a musical, I'm sure it'll be pretty cool.
I think so too. I was pretty excited for that.
I think I'm more excited for Shrek 5.
For what?
I think I'm more excited for Shrek 5 than most of the movies coming out.
Shrek 5?
Yeah.
That's a
they
thing?
announced Shrek 5, yeah.
Like in 2 years.
And all the original people coming back.
No.
Yep.
Wow. I haven't seen the third or fourth yet, so.
I think I stopped at the third.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
That's a nice bullet.
That's a nice bullet. I like that rock.
No, but Chris, legitimately, watching all those trailers, I was like, yeah, I don't know.
It's just
Wicked.
Oh, I have seen that. I saw that on like Chicago's Broadway stage, so I am curious to see the movie. See how it translates.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
They say they got like 15 ads for like trailers.
Oh, we had like 4.
Yeah, I'm like we had 3 or 4.
I felt like it was honestly like a solid 30 minutes.
It had to have been.
And you guys went to IMAX, and I always feel like they really charge that, like they like pump it up in the IMAX.
Yeah, they probably. I was telling. Actually, Chris, I don't know if you were here when I said this, that this IMAX experience was not like my first IMAX experience. It just wasn't as exciting.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I've seen probably 5, 6 movies in IMAX. I saw Endgame and Avengers and BVS.
So that would be good.
And Blade Runner 2049. That was awesome in IMAX. I saw Tenet in IMAX.
That would have been good too.
That was a cool one. But
we watched Star Wars Rogue One.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did.
The 3 of us did. Yeah, that was good.
That'd have been good in IMAX too.
But yeah, IMAX is fun usually. Are we jumping into it?
Yeah, but I'm gonna let CT1209 take us away with a spoiler warning.
This is a spoiler warning. If you have not watched the show or film that is being discussed, go check it out and come back to listen to this installment of the Call Guys podcast.
This is your spoiler warning. If you have not seen Deadpool and Wolverine, turn back now or stick around and enjoy the show.
I like it.
Got it.
There you go. Is that good?
Put it on the floor.
I was just gonna plug in the one you recorded before.
Oh, well, there you go. You get a live one.
Yeah, it's perfect. This is the spoiler warning.
This is the spoiler warning. Turn back, buddy.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to know then. So you just brought it up.
Yes.
IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel it translated then? You didn't think this was worth the IMAX experience?
I mean, I guess I wouldn't say that. I just kind of remember it being like, maybe because my first experience was so great. Like I saw The Dark Knight Rises, and it was just there's so much like personal like things that happen in that movie where everything is just like intense and the audio is just loud. And I just remember that plane scene at the beginning where you're inside the tube and it feels like you're inside the tube, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this one didn't have. I mean, with fourth wall breaks and stuff, there's moments where you're like that, but I guess I was just way more into the movie than even worrying about the experience because, yeah, it was that fun. So
What about you, Colton? How'd you feel about IMAX? How many have you seen?
I've seen a couple. I've got a buddy of mine who's a big IMAX goer. Like he'll only go to
Hey, get
IMAXs.
closer to your mic. You're really soft.
Yeah, well, I think
Sorry.
William.
Sorry, I'm the editor on this, so I
No,
have
that's okay. I
that.
think William screwed with my
Yeah.
screwed with my stuff back here. I don't know. How's this sound? How's that sound? Is that any better?
That's good. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
loud.
Okay. Yeah. William touched it.
Just blame the kid.
I am. I got another one here too to blame.
That one's not as grabby though.
No,
and she's
soft.
grabbing everything on
she's
the
grabbing everything on the table. He really like his least favorite IMAX experience is the one at Jefferson Point in Fort Wayne. Of all the IMAXs that he's been to.
Mhm.
So I didn't have high hopes going into it from that experience because I don't think I was worried about like the actual experience of the movie. I think I was just worried about like watching the movie and making sure it was a good movie is what I cared most about.
Oh yeah.
But it was nice to be opening night, packed theater. Like I enjoyed that.
Hey, you might want to turn your mic down a little bit. Now.
Son of a-
You're actually blowing it out now.
I mean,
other
here
one,
we
the other one.
We'll
Okay.
get it. We'll get it. It's okay.
Okay.
It's all fun.
How you guys doing? You guys doing okay? Everybody having fun this morning?
We are.
Everybody getting good laughs? I hope so.
So much fun.
About ready to be done.
I have a question for you guys. Did you guys have a packed theater? You know, you guys went at what
We did.
5:40?
It was 5:40. My expectation is that the later shows were probably fuller. For being 5:40, I thought there was it was a handful of people.
Yeah, a handful of people.
Yeah.
But Goshen had like a show every hour or two.
Yeah.
Like they must have had 2 or 3 theaters reserved for it.
That's what I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah.
So
Yes. And for some reason, we had this huge theater, and somebody decided to sit right in front of me and right behind me.
Of course.
yeah,
I do
and,
not know why.
and it was a dude
because-
who wanted to lean back
Yeah,
too.
he wanted to lean back. And it didn't happen to Will or Chris.
Did you
Just
guys
me.
did you guys sit in the prime seats though? That's the
We did.
Oh yeah,
Will
yeah,
got us the
100%.
perfect, like the lowercase t, like 3/4 back center theater.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wasn't even center.
You were close.
I was close. The center seats were empty.
Yeah, because
just
the guy should have moved over like
He
a
should have.
seat or two.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a little more upset about this than I realized at the time.
I hate when stuff like that
Processing
happens.
it. He's processing.
It's just why?
100%.
Was your
Alright,
theater
I'm gonna-
packed?
I'm
It was
gonna-
like 950.
Oh, it was packed. I mean,
I
every
think-
seat was full.
That's awesome because the last couple of times I've gone to IMAX there, it's been almost empty.
Yeah. I mean, I don't actually know that there was an empty seat in that. Maybe way up front. Probably way up front, but
Front 2 rows. That was it.
yeah.
That's because those suck in IMAX.
Yes.
Like
I mean, they suck in regular theaters too.
you
I know,
gotta,
but it's like exacerbated at that point.
you can't imagine turning your head and all that. But Chris, you did ask me if we saw it in 3D. No, we did not. And I would not have wanted to see it in 3D. I hate 3D movies.
Well, IMAX 3D translates better. And so
Yeah.
I didn't know if because it was the IMAX, if they were showing the 3D version. Because a lot of times they choose to for the IMAX.
Yeah.
But and you could tell some of the scenes like when he had his sword out and things like
Yeah.
they were
was
working for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he
But-
was throwing bones and
that.
murdering TVA agents.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Are the TVA agents the new red shirts of the Marvel Universe?
So he's never watched Loki, right?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I
Oh.
watched season
I've-
1 of Loki.
I saw season 1.
Did you? So
Yeah.
you knew who
That
they
would
I did, yeah.
Okay, you
I
did.
went in blind. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
This guy had no clue.
well, that's pretty much all of this movie.
Yep. Know who the TVA are.
And who people from 20th century Fox movies were.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But no, would you agree with Patrick that they're kind of the cannon fodder now? Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Is that what they were in season 2 of Loki? I didn't watch season 2.
I don't know if I finished it, but I think so. I think they were getting killed left and right.
Yeah, I think not as much as this, obviously, but like there were moments where they were like, yeah, they were just kind of the throw 'em away characters and like didn't really matter. But you have your essentials, which I think was the most important in season 2 of Loki for sure. But this one, they were literally just like your minions, just like send them out and watch them die.
Right.
Yeah. Die badly. Most of
Opening
the time in this.
opening scene of this movie, which is a little bit of a flash forward, which is awesome.
Yeah, the way it's done. How did I end up here?
Yeah, digging
So
up.
many of those TV agents just got boned.
Wow.
Yes,
Come on, somebody had to
206,
make that joke.
206 bones
Right,
in
206
the human
pounds.
body, except when I'm watching Gossip Girl.
Works on so many levels.
Yes, yeah. There's so many good one-liners. That opening scene, the dance scene, the bye bye bye.
Oh, that was
Oh,
amazing.
That really was amazing.
Yeah, with the opening credits.
That was. We talked about how we appreciated opening credits
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of movies don't do that now, and when they do, it's nice when they do it creatively.
yeah.
And so that was cool. That was fun.
And they putting like writing on Logan's bones like people's names, and it's flying past the screen, and yeah, that's always fun to do that. And like screen like wipes on titles and stuff when stuff flies by, and just seeing a lot of those things happen. It's like, yeah, I miss when they used to do this on every movie.
Yes.
I thought they had to do it on every movie. Like
Mhm.
there's or at least there used to be some sort of rule that you had to have some kind of opening credits because Star Wars had to pay a fine every time they released their movies because they would just scroll the text.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't play any opening.
It was probably a SAG thing, a union thing.
Probably at
Could
one
be.
time. I
And
bet it
they've
was.
probably gotten it changed.
One of my, I still remember one of the Fast and Furious did an opening credit scene where it actually went like to the internal combustion and like
Of the engine,
I
yeah.
remember
yeah,
That was Too
cool.
Fast,
That
Too
was
Furious.
Yeah.
Was it?
Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's
Yep.
my least favorite of the whole series. But
Our pockets
the
ain't empty,
opening-
cuz.
You've seen all what 13 of them now? How many?
No,
there
I
are?
did not watch the 10th. I can't bring myself. The 9th was so hard to get through. I just believe it ended at 7.
But the second one is still your least favorite.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
That's 8 or 8 there.
yeah.
But anyway, I back to Deadpool here.
Right.
I am old enough that I've actually been to an NSYNC concert, and I really, really appreciated the dancing montage that he had for that song.
That was one of my favorite scenes.
It was great.
They recreated that dance from the music video, I think.
Correct. Yeah. So that's the
I thought
exact
it was.
dance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was like one of my favorite music videos back in high school.
We're not showing our age at all.
Bye, bye, bye.
Gunner's like, I wasn't in high school.
And NSYNC was my late elementary years, probably, when they were really popular. But
Yeah, same.
yeah, it's all right. Well, we can be young. Be young.
We're young.
Yeah.
Your time will come.
So
I think he's gonna kill us.
well, no, because then your time won't come.
Right.
If he kills you, then you won't get old.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
did you,
I'm going to kill you with kindness and make sure you live.
That's right.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
what'd you guys think of the end credit scene?
Hilarious.
Dude, it was hilarious. It was worth the entire movie.
Yeah, I
The
agree.
entire movie was great, but the instant that was just so funny.
We've had oh gosh, why am I not pulling at Chris's last name?
Evans.
Evans. Yeah, we've had Chris Evans for so long where he's just that nice guy, hardly any
Evans, yep.
cursing, like none of that. And then you get him back as Johnny Storm and he's just foul mouthed and hilarious. And
I love that.
I love
part.
that it changes the context completely of
Yeah.
this. of the earlier scene.
Yeah, Logan's like, you pretty much killed him. And then and he had to have known like the whole time. I mean, he did. It was all Deadpool's fault that he got his skin ripped off of him, but
Oh yeah.
like
Right. He still killed him. He didn't
Yeah.
have to say all of that stuff.
yeah. Well, he
That
did tell him to quote him. You can
He
quote
did.
me.
But still,
Dude,
Wrong
that
place, wrong time.
Deadpool, I guess he did have to say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
was
Deadpool.
like a Mortal Kombat finisher, dude.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The
Just
way she
straight up.
killed him was like something where it's like, finish him. Like that's what
Right.
happened. Skin removed, body crumbles.
Oh yeah, it was like it was awesome. Unfortunately awesome.
Extremely fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely love that, he shows up and they don't really reveal who he is. He jumps down, superhero landing, just demolishes the ground. Deadpool's so excited for him to say Avengers Assemble, and then he hits you with the flame on.
That
Did
was
you
so
guys-
funny.
Truly.
Did you guys expect that, or was that like a surprise?
I didn't know anything about what was going to be in this movie. I had like tried to avoid stuff. So I had no idea what they were going to do with things.
Yeah.
So it was surprising to me. I thought it was funny.
At first, because we got so used to seeing Chris Evans as Captain America, you just naturally assumed when you see him in a Marvel movie that I completely forgot that way back in the day, he did play Johnny Storm as
Human Torch. Yeah.
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 I was
it was
also
perfect.
surprised.
I expected, so because of the multiverse thing, I thought it was going to be some like total loser version of Captain America.
Sort
When
of.
you realize it's Chris Evans, I was like, oh, it's going to be like there's a reason he's in the garbage heap, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then it was even better having him be.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Johnny.
Johnny Storm. It was a perfect way to do that cameo.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Also, for those of you not watching, Colton is no longer with us at this moment.
Yes,
He has a
wife
vacant chair.
He's vacant. So let's just kind of move through the movie a little bit because we covered that opening scene, which was fun. He's digging up Logan's body, hoping that he's not actually dead in the grave, that he's gonna dig him up and he's gonna be there and just kind of chilling. And ends up just being an adamantium bone structure, and which he uses as weapons to murder hundreds of TVA agents.
Put down your weapons. I'm not going to put them down, but I promise I won't use them.
Which he actually did at the end.
With a
He
sword.
ended
the
up
guy
using the sword.
bad mouthing him.
Yep.
Dude, that was cool. Him bouncing the
That
sword
was
that
cool.
way.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I didn't expect that at all.
Wow.
It just shows you how like smart and athletic, and how much he understands like how he can fight and do different things, and like the way he uses his guns and his swords, and it's
Oh, yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Wild.
super fun.
So we kind of go back to the reason why he's kind of down and out as Deadpool. He's pretty much working as a car salesman. And with Peter, which is hilarious when Peter comes back later.
That was brilliant.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, and so it's his birthday, he's down and out. TVA shows up at his house and tells him pretty much that he needs to save his timeline by finding Wolverine. And that's where you get that flashback to why he's in North Dakota.
Well,
looking
they
for
tell
Logan.
him that his timeline's going to die and they're going to move him.
Yeah,
He decides he needs to save it by
he
finding
needs to be Marvel
Wolverine.
Jesus. Yes. So he goes out looking for a Wolverine. And he goes to many, many Wolverines.
Yeah, Calverine.
Yes.
Wolverine. That was
Yes.
hilarious.
That was one of my favorite moments of the movie because I was like, oh, it's not going to be Hugh Jackman. Who's it going to be? Because there was rumors, at one time that Henry Cavill was a replacement and Tom Hardy might be a replacement. And it's just like, so having it be Henry Cavill, that was awesome. Also, he looked awesome.
He did look awesome. That he did. So you get a bunch of different ones. You get is it Patch, the one that's like the leader, and he's sitting there gambling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Wolverine with an eye patch. You get the Clint Eastwood Wolverine, the old man, not really old man Wolverine, I guess,
Well,
but like
it was like the old man Logan from the comics
yeah.
is what that character was.
You get the comic accurate short Wolverine.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one. The crucified Wolverine, which was
Yeah, I've seen that image, like, and I could not think of what story that was from, but
I was thinking it had to be from a comic.
it is.
Yeah, it's from a
oh
comic.
yeah, it's gotta
I
be.
couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Wolverine, and then was there a comic where Wolverine fought the Hulk? I'm assuming was that a Secret
Yeah, it's
Wars
his
or was that a
No, it
Or
was
was it-
for his first appearance.
okay?
Wolverine's first appearance is actually a Hulk comic, where he tries to fight the Hulk, and then fans liked him and thought his suit was cool, and they made him a character.
Yeah. So you get him actually fighting Mark Ruffalo's Hulk for like 2 seconds.
I was hoping that you'd see more. Like, I was like, oh man, but it's that's the Hulk is a big budget item on
Yeah.
screen. Takes a lot of VFX.
Just
I'm
put
not
his
surprised.
put his shoulder in there. He'll be all right.
Right?
You can kind of see the side of his head, so you can tell it's Mark Ruffalo.
You
His
see his
Hulk.
reflection.
Oh
like,
yeah, and the
face
claws.
in the claws.
sick.
But it was like, and I was just like, oh, do we get to watch it for? Nope.
Nope,
Bummer.
not happening.
It was a
But the whole reason he is down and out, which I wanted to hit on, was because he got a no from Happy Hogan in the Avengers. He can't be an Avenger, which was great, great. And I was so hoping for him to throw in a Foggy Nelson reference in that scene, but he didn't end up doing it.
that would have been cool.
Yeah, because that's just how it works. He got caught masturbating in the
Yes.
in the Stark
Lobby.
Tower lobby. Yeah.
It's when you
That's
put on Hulk hands.
Does anybody else see Colton's eyes glowing when he turns his head? It looks like
Hey man, I'm having one over here, okay? We got potty training. We've got a 9-month-old, almost 10-month-old. Hopefully just being safe.
Just let her on the ground and watch her crawl.
Yeah, well, hopefully she doesn't try to crawl up the stairs. William is attempting to kick a ball, and it's just not going well. We're having fun today. We're having fun, guys. We're having fun.
Good.
I'm glad we did this.
Just the dad life, man. It's
Dad
good.
life. Yep. So then we move on to the Void, which is, I mean, have you not seen Loki season 1 or have? Okay,
I
so
haven't watched minute 1 of anything.
okay, so they have the Void, which you learned is where they get pruned to when they're stabbed with the pruning poles from the TVA,
Mhm.
and you get the Leviathan coming back, which is the big cloud dragon dog type thing that eats people. But man, we get a lot of Easter eggs and cameos and everything in the Void. We already talked about Johnny Storm. You get Pyro. You get Toad. You get just Sabretooth, yeah, and so many different characters that reprise their roles, which I didn't actually know. Just doing a little bit of back research, is that Toad was played by the actor that played Darth Maul.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, for his acrobatics.
Yeah, which is
Mhm.
awesome. Yeah,
It is.
Never would have found that one out.
Did you notice? At least this is what I thought. That the car they were driving, that's the car that Red Skull had in Captain America, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
There was also the ice cream truck from Moon Knight, wasn't it?
I didn't.
the
I only
one that
watched
they were driving?
the first episode or 2 of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So
One of them was riding Cap's motorcycle from the Avengers, which was also great.
Hey, Gunner.
Yeah.
Since we were doing all of the audio balancing,
Mhm.
for the first time like ever on our podcast, we didn't hit record.
Oh my gosh.
I think we've
So,
used this as a joke a couple
We
times.
joke
We have.
about it, but we've never not done it. So I'm going to need you to send me this file,
Okay, I can do that.
and then I can use the audio from your end.
Yep. I will do that.
Nice.
He's recording.
It just gets
That's
better
good,
and
okay.
better.
But no, we've never had that happen before. So I'm going to
So-
rely on your audio.
For the first time, we are guys with an issue.
We did
See,
all this
you
setup and
screwed up.
ballot
This is
thing,
a
and then
big issue.
Patrick looked and he was like, "Oh, I can't even see it."
Do we
Normally,
wanna-
where I sit, I watch and I
Do
do
we
it.
want to hit the button? Just to
No.
have it? No. Okay.
No, because then I have to splice it with this.
Yeah, and you screwed up my audio making Colt turn his mic up. I'm kidding. You're good.
I don't even know how it sounds now.
You're good. It'll be
That's
just fine.
hilarious.
You
We'll
said
have
that.
to turn ours on at the end
Right.
because we have additional stuff we're recording. But
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's all on your file.
Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We balance our audio pretty well, so and you can always edit, so we're good.
Yeah, I'll just throw it in the same program. I can do the same stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, normally where I sit, I look at the thing. I'm usually the one that hits it, and where I'm sitting, I can't even see it
Right. 'cause
today.
Spider-Man's in the way.
So I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, we're good. Like they probably turned it on as soon as you guys turned yours on. I didn't even think about it.
It's all good. All good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're
Happy
in
little
the void.
accidents.
Yes. We're in the void. We have Cap's motorcycle, we have Red Skull's car, we have the ice cream truck. All that's being driven by all these
Mad
pruned-
Max character.
Mad Max pruned X-Men, which they'd throw a Mad Max reference in there, which is hilarious. And then you just have there's so many little Easter eggs in there that I don't even want to go over because there's just a ton of them. The secret, well, you guys saw the Secret Wars cover, I'm assuming, laying on the ground for
Maybe. I don't remember.
the Doctor Doom, like the original Secret Wars, where it's him on the cover, which that gives us our Secret Wars
Teaser.
villain teaser, yeah, which they've been talking about for months and months now of having Doctor Doom come in soon. And then you get the big fight between Deadpool and Wolverine, which is amazing.
In a Honda Odyssey.
Well, this
No,
is the
that's
first,
later.
the first,
First,
yeah,
it's
Honda
the first
Odyssey's
real
later.
fight. Yeah,
The first one.
Yeah, the one that Johnny Storm breaks up
Yeah.
by coming in.
Yeah, that was a cool fight.
Yeah, it was something that a lot of people, I'm assuming, have been wanting for a long time. It's so fun to watch them fight because they both can take it and they both heal. So they just go at each other until they
Get
are tired.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
was a comedic bit they did the entire time because they were constantly accidentally stabbing each other. Like whenever they would fall on top of each other, they'd be like, I gotta pull my claws out of them, or trying to get baby knife out your backside. And
Yeah, baby knife. Yes. So then we get to finally see the main. Would you call Cassandra Nova the main villain of this?
Ultimately,
Yes.
I would say she ended up being the main villain, and Paradox or whatever his name was
Was
the
sub
secondary.
yeah.
Yeah.
sub villain. So we
He
get her.
gave, like the medium for her goal then.
Yeah.
But she was the obstacle, the real one.
Yeah, I would think so too. So her base is in Ant-Man's large body.
Yeah, dead. It's dead.
Yes.
In case you haven't watched the movie, it's a dead body.
Yeah. And Paul Rudd
Yeah, it
finally
is.
aged, which is a great line.
That was a great line.
And then you get a bunch of other X-Men and 20th Century Fox characters that pop up in there, and her team of, what would you call them?
Misfits,
Misfits? Yeah, I guess.
Bronies.
Yeah.
bronies,
I thought you said
cabal.
bronies.
Bronies. They're just a bunch
bronies.
of My Little Pony lovers. Yes.
Yeah,
Deadpool,
well, you
Deadpool would be a brony.
He
though.
really would.
He would. Yeah.
yeah, they established that with like his unicorn in the one movie.
Yeah.
But they had the Hellfire Club. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
They pretty much had all of them, I think. Pretty close.
Juggernaut was there. Castillo was there. The Russian was there from
Yeah, I saw that.
from the Punisher.
Punisher. Mm-hmm.
I can't even think of them all right now. There were so many.
Yeah, it was basically just like a whole bunch of different 20th Century Fox Marvel characters.
You know, I told Colton on the way out of the movie is I really thought that this movie was just going to be cameo heavy and that like it was going to be overpowering and annoying. But I felt like they didn't push the cameos. Like they were there, but they didn't like go through and like every character had a moment. So it didn't feel like it was overpowering. It just felt like they just had people.
Yeah.
They were extras. I was so afraid that this was going to be one of those that like the cameos were the main reason they did the movie, but it didn't really feel that way. They only had a couple that were that way.
I know you guys talk about fan service on your podcast a lot, and when movies seem like they're just fan service, but I thought that this one seemed like fan service done correctly.
Yeah.
Like it felt like fan service to anybody who, you know, watched all of those former movies, but it felt like they handled it well, and it was the right amount of pandering to people who enjoyed it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they did kill most of the people that cameoed, though.
That's
so
true.
There is like they weren't gonna do too much because it's like Wolverine's like, yeah, none of you guys are gonna survive.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I mean, it is a multiverse. They could come back.
X-23 survived.
She did. And technically Blade, Elektra, and Gambit survived because
Blade
they asked
was
them.
awesome.
Blade was awesome.
We talk about how I want to see another Blade movie with him.
With Wesley Snipes.
With Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
Just because
gosh.
how cool.
Well, that's what they've been.
Someone just needs to remind him to pay his taxes.
Well, sure.
That's what they've announced, right?
If only
I mean,
you had
Wesley-
somebody with the Guys with Issues podcast that could help them do that.
Oh.
They've announced Wesley Snipes is going to be Blade?
Yeah,
Oh, they
Pretty sure.
recast, huh? Because they had originally announced some other guy.
I'm pretty sure it's Wesley Snipes.
Is that why he says there's only ever going to be one?
Yeah.
He says that in the movie, and I thought,
Yep.
I was like, is that supposed to be a joke? Because they had announced, because for the movie, the Black Knight or whatever he's called.
I thought it was Marshawn Ali.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be a new guy?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a new guy. That was the joke when Deadpool looked at after Blade says that, hey, there's only going to be one Blade or something like that, and they pans over to Deadpool and he's like,
Okay.
yeah, no, Marshawn Ali, because he was teased in the Eternals end scene, I believe.
Yes, the end credit scene with the Black Knight and him.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, so yeah, there should be a new Blade.
But I want another Wesley Snipes. I'm good with that, Patrick. I think
Yeah,
that
me too.
this showed that he could still do
He could still do it.
it.
No, I'm not down with that. Get Wesley up out it. Get Wesley up out the paint.
What do you guys think
God.
of Channing Tatum as Gambit?
I loved it.
That was amazing.
I loved it.
We all agreed that would be that he did an excellent Gambit performance per like how he is in the comics. And also we would also watch that movie.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they had greenlit it for a while and then it just fell off. Like I don't know what happened. He was rumored and then it was just gone. So, yeah,
Wow.
Hopefully this brings it back.
it might.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, I would watch
100% watch that. That was
Mhm.
amazing.
it. Yeah, he was funny. The accent was awesome.
It was,
Yeah.
dude. And watching him fight, how they choreographed it, that was cool too.
Yes. Yeah. I did. So Taylor Kitsch, I love Taylor Kitsch. He was Tim Riggins in Friday Night Lights. He was in Battleship, which I love that movie, and he played Gambit in oh crap, which one? Origins, I think. And
Was it Origins?
I'm pretty sure it was Origins.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I knew he had shown up as him.
Yeah. I love that version of Gambit, but this would have been so much better.
Oh yeah, this was like comic Gambit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so good.
Yeah. What did you say to me? Chris, when we left the theater, you said something like, "If only he had."
Oh, I said it's just a shame since he was like comic book Gambit. If only we could have seen him like interacting with Rogue, because Gambit and Rogue are like a thing in the comics. So it would have been fun to see some kind of like interaction with that character.
Right.
But because with the way he was, that would have been so funny.
That would have been great.
It would have.
Yep. Anyway.
So yeah, you guys mentioned Blade, mentioned Gambit, and then we also have Jennifer Garner reprise her role as Elektra, which is awesome.
Wasn't disappointed that Daredevil was in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a funny moment though.
Oh, hysterical.
Dead.
I'm sorry. I'm no.
He's like,
That's okay.
It's like, it's fine.
That was funny. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Imagine Ben Affleck as Daredevil coming into it. That would have been.
Dude.
Or another Daredevil walks in as Charlie Cox. That would have been pretty cool too.
But he's still Daredevil. Like they weren't gonna put him in the void.
No. So that Colt and I had this conversation too. You get all these characters that are in the void, and they are all like the misfit characters, the characters that wanted to change something, so they get pruned because they're trying to change what happens in their time.
Or their timeline ended.
Or their timeline ended.
Yeah.
And so you don't get a lot of the. I think the main reason we talked about this was because Johnny Storm and Chris Evans wasn't Captain America. And we're like, well, he could have been Captain. Well, not really. Not all Captain Americas would do something that would cause them to be pruned by the TVA or whatever. So
They could have had the Hydra version from the
That's true.
comics. That would have been interesting.
Right.
I'm sure in some universe there's a bad version of every character that would be pruned, but yeah.
I mean, the TVA has to do with time, and in Marvel or Avengers Endgame, he does travel back in time to put all the stones back.
But he's fixing.
Right. Yeah, he's.
You learn about the stones in the Loki show too.
Yeah. You should probably watch that show.
That's what needs to happen. Yeah.
It's like the best. I would put it pretty high up. It might be the best show Marvel's made.
It's pretty good. Yep.
I would say it's way up there.
It is up there. 100%.
Top 2 for sure.
WandaVision's pretty good.
I agree. WandaVision's good. I also enjoyed Hawkeye, but it's more of just like a fun show. It's not as epic as Loki's.
Yeah. Kate
Right.
Bishop. Kate Bishop.
Bishop.
Bro.
So we get everything that happens with Nova. You get a big fight scene there. Wolverine and Deadpool escape on Ironmonger's leg and fly out of there.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was the
Okay.
leg from
Iron Man.
Obadiah Stane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get out of there and then they run into Nice Pool.
Oh my
Dude.
gosh.
Nice pool. Well, first they run into Dog Pool.
Oh
Dog
yeah,
pool.
Dog Pool.
Yes.
Was voted? Do you know where that dog's from?
No, I
It
have
is
no
the ugliest dog in England. It literally holds that title. It's like a dog that got social media famous for being so ugly. It is voted the ugliest dog in all of England.
I believe it.
It's actually a competition.
Ugliest dog?
Yeah, they literally breed those dogs to look like that.
Yep. And that one is the grand champion.
Mhm.
Like literally.
Yep.
Perfect fit.
Dude.
It really was.
I can't believe he was letting him lick him in the mouth.
In the mouth.
That was
Oh.
so gross because he did that for real.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
And he licked it back.
yeah, when Ryan Reynolds goes, he goes all out. He doesn't care. And it was hilarious.
terrible. It was
You finally get the Honda Odyssey, which Chris mentioned earlier.
yep, that's what I drive.
Yep. Chris's van was used in the filming of.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that he was naming like the perks of the Honda Odyssey as they were driving. it for his used car sales days.
Yeah, they you get Avril Lavigne song playing when they're driving, and I think even when they're fighting, is that when they?
You get a Greatest Showman tune for
And
a
you get
hot
a
second
Greatest
in the
Showman.
in the van.
In the van.
Yep. You get they talk about his outfit and Wolverine's comic accurate outfit, and they mentioned that not any friend would let another friend leave looking like they're fighting for the Los Angeles Rams, which is a big thing for Ryan Reynolds because his wife is such good friends with Taylor Swift. So then you get a whole big football reference there all around.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. You know all these ties. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Blake Lively
Yeah.
and Taylor
Jokes
Swift are like
later.
best friends. Yeah. So that lands for not as many of the people that aren't football fans, but and then you get the fight scene between Deadpool and Wolverine in the van, which is crazy fun.
Yeah, car fights are always cool. I mean, you had that one in the first Deadpool.
Yeah.
That was like the opening, or right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they did for the opening credits.
Yeah. And this time you're dealing with people like previously mentioned that they don't die. And so you can do everything a car fight can have. like all sorts of stuff.
Just
I do
absolutely.
have a question about that scene.
Yeah.
Where did you get all those seatbelts?
Oh, right.
Where he has them wrapped up at the end of the
Yeah, he does.
container.
I think you just underestimate how much seatbelt you actually have in a vehicle.
In a
That
Honda
could be.
Odyssey.
It's a Honda Odyssey.
We could pull and measure.
And we all know what about the Honda Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. No, I hate mine.
Oh man.
So you don't agree with Deadpool?
I would never buy another one. I've had two and they've both given me problems.
So would you go with the Kia instead?
No, I hate Kias.
Oh, nice.
They're better than they used to be, though. They
Yeah.
used to be total junk when they first came out. So I have a jaded opinion of them.
It's okay. We don't need Honda Odysseys.
Honda Odysseys.
I meant Kias. The
yeah.
latter comment was about
We
Kias.
don't, we don't need Kias either.
Honda
Yeah.
Odysseys. Yeah, I know people that like them, but I don't. No, stay away.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So we get X-23, we get all that stuff. Then they go back to Cassandra's lair, Nova's lair, and they all fight Blade and Elektra and Gambit and Deadpool, Wolverine, X-23, all fighting all these other X-Men characters and 20th Century Fox characters.
so there was a scene that bothered me in that.
Okay.
Ooh.
I have so first off, when he gets out of the back of the van, right?
Mhm.
I was so disappointed that Deadpool didn't make a joke about it, where he's
Okay.
like, when did you get in there? Or like, have you just been laying back there waiting for this reveal? Like, he didn't do anything. And I'm just like, dude, there's nobody hiding in the back of the van that's got all those people that wouldn't know that somebody's in the back of the van. Okay. And I know it's the reveal for the audience, but like from like an actual writing standpoint, it just seemed silly without a comment. Like movies do stuff like that, but it is dumb.
Yeah.
And it was and I was a little let down that Deadpool didn't make a remark about it, because it was supposed to be this moment where you're like, yeah, he came along, but yeah, but the scene, can we share one of our least favorite scenes? Can I do that?
Yeah, we're gonna get to it here in a little bit, but we
Well,
can do
I
it
can
now.
hold off then, because it was in this chronologically. This is about where it fell, but I'll hold off then.
Okay, that sounds good. Love that they all rode in that Honda Odyssey that was completely destroyed from
Yeah,
that
it was
fight.
wrecked.
Like, still drivable somehow. I'm sure that at one point the steering wheel was probably stabbed through and they probably broke things. So yeah, they end up there. They end up using Juggernaut's helmet to kind of slow Cassandra down, or pretty much stop her completely. And they want to kill her, and finally they decide, don't kill her. Wolverine says, yeah. And then they go back to the TVA and learn about the Time Ripper.
Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, yep. And
but
then
Cassandra, it's revealed that knew about the TVA.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
And one of the best little Easter eggs they did is she used a sling ring to send them back to.
That was cool.
That was great. But yeah, they go back in. Cassandra takes over the Time Ripper, and then Deadpool and Wolverine have to work together after a long argument on who should be the one to sacrifice himself.
Wait, you skipped the army of Deadpools.
Oh well, yeah. Well, we can get to that too because that's a long
Passed
talk.
right over.
Yeah. All right. They're in the streets of I'm assuming
New York.
New York.
New York.
Yes. I have a list, a short list, because there's like 4 or 5 that actually have people that voice that person. So you get Ladypool, which is voiced by Blake Lively.
Is that who voiced her?
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually think that might have been her in the suit. I'm not.
It's
100%
not.
sure.
It's a
Alright.
stunt double.
Okay. You get
Put
Headpool,
his wife into it.
which is Nathan Fillion.
Yep.
Kidpool, which is actually one of Blake and Ryan's kids.
Oh, for real?
Actually. Yep. And then you get Deadpool the kid, or the Cowboy Deadpool, or whatever
Cowboy
you want to call him,
Deadpool.
which is Matthew McConaughey.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Colton
that's funny.
picked that out instantly. He goes,
Instantly.
"That's
I was
Matthew
like,
McConaughey."
I go, Gunnar, that's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Then the end credit scenes rolled out. I'm just the only one I'm looking for is Cowboy Deadpool. It's the only one I wanted to see.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And then you get Baby Pool, which is also Blake and Ryan's newest kid that they've had. And I saw a video on TikTok of, I don't know if it was at a theater or what, but there was a special popcorn bucket, which was Baby Pool sitting. Okay, it was sitting in a chair at a theater, and the top was a drink holder, and the bottom was a popcorn holder.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think those are the ones. I think they made that like how they do the little kid,
Yeah.
kid meal.
Yeah, that would make
things.
sense.
I think that's what it was made for. Is like it's the kids' Deadpool bucket,
Yeah.
which is ironic because I don't think you're gonna take a kid to see Deadpool. You shouldn't if you're a responsible
No,
parent.
you really shouldn't.
I don't know why anybody would.
I was actually trying to decide how old I would want my children to be before I watched it with them.
25.
I was like, probably at least 18, at least
25.
18 years old.
18 is probably reasonable,
Like,
Maybe
with,
depending on the family.
it's with the amount of vulgarity and like, it's not even just the F bombs and violence. It's like all the sexual references. I'm like, well, how old do I want my kid to be before I have to have them near?
Disney doesn't know about pegging.
And they also don't like cocaine.
It's going to be Disney's first pegging.
Yes.
It'll be new to them.
There are a bunch of other Deadpools in there too. There's like a samurai, there's a Scottish, there's
Yeah, there's all sorts of.
There's like an
oh my
anime one.
gosh. Yeah, there's so many. They said there's over 100 of them or something sitting there, but I don't think anybody can pick them out. But I'm sure Easter egg videos will pick them out at some point.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, then Wolverine and Deadpool pretty much take them all out, and Deadpool uses Nice Pool as a human shield, and
was
then
gonna say,
realizes
poor
that he
Nice
doesn't
Pool.
regenerate.
You'll regenerate.
Regenerate.
So then he takes him back out there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You're gonna make it. Just say it. I'm
And then
Gonna make it.
head gone.
what? Say it louder.
Because he's trying to get him to the hot dog stand.
Yeah,
Is it
donut.
to heal him up.
Yeah.
To heal him,
because
'cause
they
there's
have trauma kits.
Because they have trauma kids.
Yeah.
All trauma kids.
But then Wolverine and Deadpool step back out to fight him, and you look behind you, and there's a pharmacy like right behind
Yeah,
them.
it was right behind them. Yeah, it was fine.
So like,
Did you guys
Well-
catch the shoe store behind them?
Just feet.
Yeah, Just Beat by Rob Liefeld.
Yes.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
I heard that he actually thought that joke was hilarious. Rob Liefeld.
Well, yeah, he knows everybody
Yeah.
makes fun of him for not being able to draw feet.
Right.
He knows there's a reason most of the time his characters were not shown at the foot view.
yeah.
The foot.
On the bus that they were in, there was a poster on the side for Stanley Steamer. And
Oh,
it was
for real?
Stan Lee Steamer.
Awesome. I saw
I
that
might have seen that. I might have.
because I'm like, oh, he's been in all the movies. I'm like, I wonder how they're going to keep him in the movies.
Yeah.
And he's,
Yes, it was
Admirable.
perfect. So good. But yeah, the big fight scene right there between all the Deadpools, and you guys mentioned when he's using Nice Pool as a human shield, and then all Wolverine has to do is stand up with Dogpool and walk across.
Nobody did.
They're like,
yes.
Yeah, that was so dumb. and hilarious.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
I love the look on his face when he's walking across.
staring him down.
I don't know what part was dumber, that part or where Peter Pool comes in at the end. I don't know which part I was like, come on, what are we doing?
They're like, every Deadpool has a Peter.
Right.
He's
Yep.
like, quick, while they're enjoying my Peter, let's go.
the piercing the nipples.
Oh, that was
Oh, I had
horrendous.
a friend.
And then you see him just pull on it.
Yes.
It's
yes.
so bad. So bad. But one of our final little Easter eggs is you want to get some shawarma?
Right.
You know, the Avengers invented this.
Yeah.
Also, well, never mind. I was gonna say it's cool in the fight that when Wolverine like pulls the mask on.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's awesome.
That was the only time I actually like reacted out loud, I think, during the entire movie.
I did too.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
So
your
did the whole
thoughts?
crowd.
What's your takes on clappers in movies?
I like it for full opening night theater.
Experience. Yeah. It's
Okay.
fine. It's
Just
fine.
the opening night.
I think if you have a full movie theater, if it used to be very normal for people to react like that, because movie theaters are ultimately just an evolution of the stage, and film is always meant to be viewed communally, and the communal aspect that, like for human interaction, if your theater is fuller, the times where jokes go and people laugh, it's proven that like more people will participate if that's the vibe going through the theater. And so I think audience participation in movie theaters, especially for big things like that, I'm fine with that. I think that's
It adds to the experience. I mean, that's the biggest part for me. And I, like Chris said, when it's a full theater, if the movie is good enough to give you that want to express your emotions during it,
Mhm.
it only adds to the experience. It only makes it better. But if I'm going to a movie on a Wednesday and there's like 10 people in there and there's one guy that's like, I'm done. I just want to leave at that point.
down in front.
The only movie I've ever been to where that happened was Endgame.
Yeah.
Oh,
When
Dude, when Cap catches the
Cap catches
Oh,
the
man.
hammer.
yeah,
I knew
everybody
it.
says Avengers assemble, that whole
Yeah.
moment.
Everybody just lost it. People were jumping up.
When I
Yes,
saw
yeah.
Batman v Superman in IMAX and it was full, when
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is revealed, like, and she has that moment and her theme kicks in where it's like super, like the whole theater, there were like half the theater I think jumped to its feet because it was the first time you saw Wonder Woman like that.
Yeah. It is. It's just the experience. I think it's just it adds to it, makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, for those opening shows, I would say so for sure. I think there's a energy that gets translated.
Yeah, exactly. All right, are you guys ready to get into the list of stuff now that we've talked about all of the movie?
what have you been doing this whole time?
We're talking about the movie.
Now we're just gonna do our favorites and least favorites, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I first I want initial thoughts and right after the movie was over. Like, what did you guys experience? Like your conversation after the movie? Did you guys ride together or did you all meet up there? Did you
We
have a
met
conversation afterwards?
A little bit.
Yeah,
So,
we minimize it so that we talk more initially on the podcast.
Yeah.
But Patrick and I talked a little bit. We got ice cream from the Chief after, because we went to Goshen. So, and we were walking out though, and the three of us agreed that we felt like it lived up to the hype, right? Like to the
Oh, yeah.
expectation.
Yeah.
So that was our main thing, is that I went in with kind of low expectations.
As you
But
should.
it seemed like all three of us walked out feeling like it was well worth the time and money.
Yeah. I
I was gonna say, you speaking for everyone, Chris?
It's good.
I'm waiting for Will to add. Like that was
I kind of forgot that the movie was even coming out until Chris texted me. He's like, "Hey, just a reminder, we're gonna go see this. You good for Thursday for Deadpool?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing." But definitely glad to go see it. I feel like I laughed at more parts than either of these guys did, because I guess it was just more my type of humor. But I noticed I was laughing at some parts and these guys weren't. I'm like, well, now my colors are showing. And by colors, I mean immaturity.
Yes.
But
Yes.
You're just more Ryan Reynolds than us, then, right? That's what that means.
For better or worse.
Yep. Yeah, this was definitely a Ryan Reynolds on the screen and written by. I mean, he was the main writer of it, so
Which is good. Yeah.
Yes.
I loved all the cameos, even like the fourth wall breaks were always funny.
Yes.
Like when they first get to the void. I probably should say that part for later, but like it has like 20th Century Fox,
yeah,
like the old logo they would put on everything. That was funny.
In the
Yep.
trash heap. Yes,
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
yes, I love that, and that was actually in some of the trailers. They showed that 20th Century Fox logo with the X popping up. The X was the only thing left that you could really see on Fox, which is what they used to do in the X-Men movies, right? When they would have 20th Century Fox, it would kind of fade out and leave the X for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Colton, initial thoughts?
Oh, felt like I needed a cigarette after the movie. I didn't realize we would need. It was so regenerating to see a good Marvel movie. I didn't think we were ever going to get it again. Other than the fact that Deadpool just has not really missed, except for Deadpool 2 to an extent.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Exactly.
That's
It's a
right.
good name for a song. But yeah, no, this movie, I felt like with the ending, with the first end credit scene with the montage to Hugh Jackman, essentially, I felt like it was more so a homage to the MCU and how it is pretty much dead and over with. And it was just nice that this is the last one that's going to be worth about anything. So I'm just glad it was good.
Yeah,
I'm not holding on. I'm not holding on high regards for the MCU from here on out. I really don't think they're going to do anything that's worth anything.
Colton's lost all hope.
Yep. I have not quite abandoned the ship, but
Is that where you're at, Patrick?
Sure. I mean, I'll wait till I can watch them at home and not go to the movie theaters mainly
I feel that.
for that stuff.
I agree.
But when we chatted at the ice cream shop, you would really enjoy this movie, though.
I did.
Yeah.
But
It's a good-
To be fair, this really wasn't my kind of movie,
Same.
but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it again.
I would probably watch it one more time.
Just try to pick up some more of the
I think
Easter eggs.
If I could get my wife to watch it, I'd watch it one more time. But I don't think she will.
I kind of told Colton the same thing. I said, this is a great movie, and maybe it was Sarah. I said that too. I don't know, but I was talking to Sarah about it also. It's a great movie. I love the movie. I just, when you watch something like this that has all these Easter eggs and it's kind of its own movie, it brings everything from a bunch of other stuff, and it's kind of a standalone. Like, you don't need to watch it again. It has not a lot to do with a bunch of other things.
I'll most likely watch a Easter egg video on YouTube about it.
As you should.
Yeah, and then I'm done. I don't need to see it again, and perfect.
It's pretty rare that you rewatch movies, though, isn't it? Besides like your core favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a thing for you.
It's
Not really.
I don't usually reread books either, and yet the Wheel of Time haunts me. Anyway, let's not go into that.
So I kind of walked out of the theater with the same feelings as all you guys. I was just happy it was good. More than
Relieved.
anything, I was like, we talk about going in with low expectations because Marvel's been so down for a while, and I kind of went into this one with I was a little bit more excited than I have been in a long time, and it definitely stood up and it held up, and I enjoyed it. And I like Will, I laughed at moments that were just so immature and dumb, and it was
Yeah.
fun.
But they're the best.
They are. They are. All right. So do you guys have a least favorite and favorite character?
Deadpool. Or both.
For both?
Yeah.
Do explain.
Well, I'm sure one of those 100 I didn't like, and there you go. I liked Nice Pool, and I didn't like. There, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I didn't really think about it beforehand, so I just went with a joke. Is what I did.
I see.
Do you think it landed?
I do. I enjoyed it immensely.
I did.
No, we're keeping it.
Yes. Will?
Nice. Yeah, mine would be Deadpool. That's the favorite. Obviously he's just funny. Made me laugh. Got to give it to him. Least favorite would have to be Paradox.
Oh,
Not the Taylor.
Just because he's like a bad guy. Like he's just bad at being
the
a bad
Taylor.
guy.
That was good, Patrick.
Yeah.
Your Taylor is amazing, but he is a predator.
So Deadpool and Paradox. Chris?
I'm going to give it to Wolverine because I really felt like Hugh Jackman was just enjoying being Wolverine.
It was the suit, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, I'd give it to him just because I felt like he was really into getting to play that character in that way. And then least favorite, I will give it to what's his name? Heatwave. What's his name?
Oh, Pyro.
Pyro. Heatwave is the
DC.
Legends guy, which I also didn't watch. But yeah, Pyro. I couldn't think of it. I was like, it's not. What fire thing is it? Because I was just like, who is he? Oh yeah, and then I was just like, yeah, it was lame.
I do love that he's powerful enough to just like completely suck away Johnny's fire. Like he just like took it all away from him and then he
Absorbed it
falls.
all.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Colton?
isn't that the opposite of Pyro?
Because he sets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he absorbed it in the movies. Did he do that?
I don't remember him ever doing that.
I think it was just a ploy for this movie.
Yeah.
He couldn't create fire, but he could manipulate fire, I think was his thing.
Yeah, so he manipulated Johnny's. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
so-
he was putting it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
It looked like he was sucking it into his hand.
Yes.
Colton?
I'm going with Wolverine. I felt like this movie was more about him than it was about Deadpool. So I really Hugh Jackman really brought the acting chaps, and yeah, there you go. So that way Ryan Reynolds didn't have to bring that, which I think that's where Ryan Reynolds it doesn't thrive the best, aka The Proposal. Love that joke.
That was a good joke.
Least favorite was Big Al. I did not like that character this movie at all.
Blind Al.
Blind Al, Big Al, same person?
Big Al.
I was like, who's Big Al?
Who
And I
is
was like,
Big Al.
I'm glad
Blind.
I'm the only one confused.
Blind Al.
Blind Al. Yeah, just didn't like her character this movie. I thought it was a throwaway. It was a cash grab and really brought absolutely nothing to the movie.
Besides a string of cocaine jokes.
Yep.
Yeah, and
that's
that's my least favorite scene.
Hang on. Did you have really high hopes for Blind Al? Like
No. But I didn't realize it was going to be, hey, let's run this joke into the ground until it's not funny anymore.
Okay.
They took a
Because as soon as she comes back, her first words are, "Hey, are you carrying?" Like, come on, like the bit's done.
Yeah.
We're playing with
And there he goes.
I'm also going Wolverine on this one. Like you guys said, just it was like an homage to him, and it was great. Least favorite probably Cassandra. I just don't know that I enjoyed her as an actress in this one, but yeah. Yeah.
Just hit that mute button.
Yep, muted. So yeah, Cassandra least favorite, Wolverine favorite. Scenes, favorite scene, least favorite scene. I don't know that I had a least favorite, but
Yeah, I don't know that I can really pick one
for either.
Yeah, for either.
I don't think I would have a least favorite, but I really like I want to know if you would call it like the mid-credit scene where it was just like they played the extra footage from when they were shooting all the other movies. Because growing up as a kid,
that was cool.
I like the first X-Men movie they did, which may have been Hugh Jackman's like one of his first movies he had ever done because he looked pretty young back then.
It's what made him famous.
Yeah. And I had kind of forgotten about that movie, and it started playing. I kind of felt a little nostalgia.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that was really cool.
Now he gets to play Wolverine till he's 90.
Yep.
90. Yeah, I love that. And they just kind of played that on the side. I also love that in movies when they do stuff like that. So
I agree. That was one of the cool things about the Fall Guy that we've talked about on our podcast, because I thought it was so good, is that they show behind the scenes stunt work and stuff during the credits. I love when credits show behind the scenes stuff. I wish more movies did it today.
Yeah, because I mean, not only do you get all the X-Men stuff, you get Fantastic Four, you get both Fantastic
Even had
Fours.
Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, why would they even bring that up? They just seem to avoid it in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, you get Daredevil and Elektra, you get there's so much going on there.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Well, did you want me to? You said you didn't have a least favorite, right, Will?
Nope.
Okay. My favorite scene, I don't know what I'd call a favorite scene. I did like when Wolverine put his mask on. I thought that was cool. Finally got to see that on screen, and they hyped it up even in the movie. That was fun. And then least favorite scene is the scene where you find out the big dark past of Wolverine. I thought it was weak. Like, they're like, he let down his world. And it's like, he went to a bar and the X-Men got murdered by townsfolk. Like that. And then he started murdering people.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Assuming that he would have somehow saved all of them just because he was there is kind of asinine. And the fact that he feels like it, like they kept saying he let his world down. Maybe his personal, like where they show the picture and he's like, these 9 people are my world. And so it's like, hey, the X-Men were his world. Okay, whatever.
We don't technically know how many people.
I also can't get behind the fact that a bunch of random people could just take out the X-Men like that. Like, okay, unless they came with like tanks and rocket launchers, and then it's like they still would have died. Wolverine would have survived. Like, he still would have rampaged. Had he been there, I think he would have rampaged worse. I think if they all still would have died, because he wouldn't have been able to save them, he could have survived for his healing factor, but he wouldn't have been able to save them. And he would have ended up going batshit crazy and murdering 10 times the amount of people if he actually watched them get murdered. So I don't like, it's like, I get what they were doing, but to me, I was like, the stakes on that feel too low in a way, because I can't, like, my brain can't rationalize how him being there would have changed anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't like that. I thought it worked. It worked fine because they just needed something motivational. And this type of movie doesn't have to be like deep. And I thought that it was emotional. Like, I felt emotion in that scene. Like, it moved me. Like, his pain was moving. But as I thought about it in the movie, I was like, his presence would not have changed anything, in my opinion.
Honestly, I think the more emotional pull for me was X-23 and him reuniting, but he had no clue who she was anyways because
But she
it was just
believed
some
it.
girl.
Yeah.
That
I
that was
liked a
more
lot.
that landed a lot better.
I agree. I think that is what made it work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Colton, least favorite scene?
Well, I just said my least favorite scene with Blind Owl.
Oh yeah.
So anytime she was talking, it was strictly about cocaine, and we ran the bit into the ground. Favorite scene though, I like the how they got oh crap names, Cassandra. I like how they got her to coerced her to get the helmet on. I appreciate that whole fight scene. So
Yeah, that was good.
what
And
about
then
you, man?
debating the killer, that was kind of back and forth also.
That whole sequence was good.
Yeah.
That part with her was good.
Yeah. Agreed. I don't have a least favorite that I can think of. I'm gonna agree with those with Pat and Will there. Favorite, I think it opening with that great fight scene, dance choreography, everything with the bones, like, and then we talked about the title credits earlier. Like, that was just a great way to start the movie, and the action was great, and you get the classic Deadpool just kills everybody and doesn't care, and does it in a very Deadpool way. And I thought it was just a great and fun way to start it. And the whole movie was full of good scenes. I just don't know that I could pick a particular one, but that one sticks out the most to me.
It's the dancing in
You
that
know, the
scene.
dancing was awesome.
That's what makes it.
And it
really
made
does,
it
yeah.
made you laugh out loud. Like you're like,
Oh, yeah.
this is hilarious.
Also, when he stabs himself with Wolverine's claws,
Yeah.
he's like, "How do you fight with me?" He's like,
Right in his arm.
I love when I also love when he wraps them around his own wrist and like he starts using them. That was awesome.
That was cool.
I wonder, that you say that, I think Hugh Jackman did hurt himself on the set of
He
one of
did.
the later movies with the claws. So I wonder if they were just
If
like
that was a reference.
referencing
Well,
that.
it probably is.
Yeah, could be.
I didn't know. Will has all this like 20th Century Fox knowledge over here.
Yeah, must be
Playing for the
Fantastic Four. Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Mm-hmm. Too good. Let's do favorite cameo.
William.
Favorite cameo.
Yeah, favorite cameo.
Oh man, his name Gambit.
Yeah,
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick him. Yep.
Oh, geez. For this one, I'd have to think about it for a little bit.
Okay, Chris.
Mine would be between Gambit and Chris Evans and Johnny Storm, because when I was younger, I really did enjoy the Fantastic Four movies. So I was excited that just to see him do that again made me crack up. It was cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a Chris Evans fanboy. I love that guy.
Yeah, nice. Colton.
I'm gonna go with Chris Evans as well, and Matthew McConaughey.
I'm going Jennifer Garner. I'm going Elektra. I just
Nice.
that reprising that role, and she's not like the most amazing superpowered person, which I don't really know that she has any superpowers. I'm sure she does at some point in comics and everything, but like, just yeah, I just thought it was awesome that she came back.
And I felt like her acting was decent. Like I felt like she did a good job in for the screen time she had.
Yeah, I agree. Will, did you come up with one?
I'll throw it to Chris Evans too as Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
that was fun because I had forgotten that he had actually played that role, because when he did it, he was so young and he didn't have the same build that he eventually got because he beefed up a lot to play Captain America, and so he looked so different that I didn't even remember that he played that until I watched the movie.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
I felt like the way he looked could have fallen in like a Captain America and around Infinity War time period. Like
Mhm.
he looked a little bit more like he was a little scruffy and like, yeah. So I was like, this, I mean, that 100% could have been that point in Captain America. And then the whole Johnny Storm thing was just like,
Didn't he have like a full beard in Infinity
Yeah.
War?
yeah, but like
Yeah.
it had to have grown to there, Colton.
I mean, that's just
Come
when he
on.
was hanging out in the void in between
Yeah, you never know.
when he left Stark.
That's really what
Got
happens
Bucky-
after
he got Bucky in
after
the void.
Civil War.
Yeah, he says he got
He
pruned.
got pruned after Civil War, and then he made his way back.
There you go. That's the story of Captain America between he becomes Johnny Storm and the Void.
He becomes Johnny Storm in the trash heap.
Pulls himself back together from that pile of muck that he.
Yeah. Yeah. No my. So let's do final thoughts.
I mean, I think it was a good movie. I think it was worth going to the theater to see. I would not see it again.
Same, and I kind of also would think that this is kind of it feels like a good place to wrap up the Deadpool like movie franchise, because I feel like if they keep going, they might ruin it. Because like
No, they won't.
I like the first one. The second one was, still okay. And this one was great. And it feels like it's a great, great place to just stop. But
Yeah.
if they would do, if they don't, who knows?
Yeah.
Depends on how much money it makes.
Oh, it's gonna make a lot of money.
So they'll make
Yeah.
another one.
Chris?
The question is,
Oh no, go ahead. No,
ahead,
question
Will.
is
question is, are they going to make or have Ryan Reynolds write it? Because if they don't, if they give it to somebody else,
Yeah,
then
then
we
it's
know
ruined.
it's just
No.
like you can't make Deadpool now without Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So is he actually going to turn into Marvel Jesus and then just carry the Marvel franchise? I just keep making good Deadpool movies,
I mean, is he gonna be in Secret Wars? Is he gonna show up in different things? Like now it's a possibility
Yeah.
and it just makes sense.
Yeah, he can cameo and stuff now. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
they're just gonna have to beep him out.
That would actually be hilarious.
I know it would.
Like when he talks, if there's just like censorship.
In the other movies.
Yeah.
I just want to see the movie called like Avengers Fourth Wall, and it's just him and She-Hulk.
Oh my.
And they just talk to you the whole time.
They could do like a Mystery Science Theater, rewatch the Marvel movies.
There you go.
I
There
would
you go.
watch that.
Yes.
That would be amazing. Anyway,
Chris, final thoughts?
Same as them. And I think this movie was benefited by being able to do its own thing. You didn't have a lot of the problems that plague everything that's like Marvel and Star Wars right now. You could tell they were more hands off with this. And
Yeah.
I think that helped it. I do. So it showed that there's still potential out there, but I just agree with what these two already said.
Colton.
Yeah, no, I'm almost in total agreement there. I think this would be a perfect movie to end Deadpool with. Obviously, we're not gonna get Hugh Jackman for 90 more years. Even though, gosh, kid, Joseph, come on. This is going
Kids-
great.
kids
I'm having
fly.
fun.
He's juggling children. Pause the podcast if you're listening and pull up the YouTube at this time. You can watch him juggle children.
One-handedly.
one-handed children.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, it was nice to finally get a good Marvel movie. I'm It is kind of odd about Deadpool. I feel like the rewatchability on him is just not very high a lot of the times. So I probably maybe watch this 1-2 more times max. Yeah, buddy. But it was just nice to see a good Marvel movie with. It's just nice to see a good movie from them. I didn't think they could ever do it again.
I feel like the only reason to go back and watch this is just to see all the cameos and see if you missed anything. And
I agree.
There's, yeah.
But like you mentioned, Patrick, you can just pull up an Easter egg video and see all that.
Right.
I mean, somebody does the work for you.
Yeah. I mean, who has time to watch a movie 3 or 4 times? Jeez.
Although the Easter egg videos for this movie will probably be an hour long, so you might as well just watch the movie yourself.
No, I know I'm not going to catch everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys nailed it. It's just it was a movie that you were expecting to be good, and it was good. And I don't think Ryan Reynolds can miss, but I think you're all right. It should end now. No more Deadpool unless he's a cameo. Loved the goodbye to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I thought that was great.
I agree.
I love the amount of cameos, and I don't think they overdid it. I mentioned that earlier. And yeah, I just think that anybody that is listening to this that hasn't watched the movie, if you managed to get through it, we probably spoiled a little bit of everything. So, or we did spoil literally the whole movie, but you should still go see it in theaters. It was worth the watch.
Definitely a movie to see in
ending.
theater.
We didn't spoil the ending.
That's
We
true,
didn't
we
actually
didn't.
say like what exactly happens at the end. So they still have something to go see.
Yeah.
How does it ultimately end? How do they stop the splitter? Come on.
A very, very underrated scene is
Don't spoil. Are you gonna
the
spoil?
end.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't add it.
I think we should. That'd be too Deadpool fashion.
No.
to just-
I thought it was hilarious. There was a lot of hidden jokes in just 5 minutes of a certain character's preference would be polite to say, and how they reacted to one character and how they reacted to the other character.
Gee.
And a great side character.
Yes.
Who are you calling? HR.
I love that guy.
calling HR.
Does your wife work in HR?
Does your wife work in it?
That was funny.
Shoot.
It landed because my wife works in HR. Too good.
gosh.
Too
So
good.
yes, that character sneaky underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Probably because Reynolds set him up for every joke.
Yes.
He'll be a fan favorite.
For sure.
All right, you
For
guys. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
I got nothing.
I think we covered it.
We covered
Good.
a lot.
Of course, your mother's here now.
Perfect timing.
Yes. That was so good. So good. All right,
Why don't you go see if mom's here? Go see if mom's here.
guys with snacks, I appreciate all of you 100% for coming on. If you haven't listened to Guys with Issues, go check them out. They are awesome. And if you listen to them, you can find them pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts, and you can always send them an email, longbox with guys at guyswithissues.com, where you can tell them how much you love their podcast and get them some more emailers, because they have a number one emailer, and then that guy needs to be beat out.
That's right.
They do the show for me. They're one listener. That's who they do the show for.
And he hasn't.
It's you or Christoph. Just saying. But yeah, check out Guys with Issues. They have some really fun content where they cover comic book issues and talk about everything comic book and different. They don't just cover Marvel. They don't just cover DC. They cover a little bit of everything. So
Except for right now.
Did I just see Colton throwing the towel?
you did.
Is that what happened?
They threw in the towel.
Yes.
Oh,
Guys with
I'm ready to
Issues.
do a podcast, guys. Let's do this. Let's talk some Deadpool.
Hey, Colton, you did pretty well for having 2 kids running around.
They did.
And the nice thing is your Bluetooth headphones, so you can still hear what we're talking about.
I was gonna say I had to go upstairs a couple times and I could hear everything. Chris gave me a nice little shout out for those who aren't watching on YouTube. Colton is no
Colton
longer
disappeared.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, guys, I appreciate your time, especially making this work the way at the time frame we made it work. So.
Yeah, everybody, we're recording this on a Saturday morning, which is perfect. I mean, it works. I mean, you guys, like you said, you're gonna go do some other stuff podcast wise, and glad we could get you guys together on a Saturday morning for breakfast.
I got a nice breakfast out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Good deal.
Chris, you're gonna be on
Thanks for
next
having
week,
us on.
right?
Is that when you guys are recording?
If
Sure.
Colton watches it,
Just send me a message. Tell me when I need to show up at Gunner's house.
Yep.
And I'll try to
I'm gonna create a little bit of a new setup for us. I think if when we do it. So
Yeah, because my internet probably isn't good enough to try to connect.
Oh,
understand.
geez.
Yeah, it's lame.
Hey, New Paris Telephone Company.
Don't get me started. The best part about when I didn't live in New Paris was that I had options that weren't BrightNet.
Yep.
You make it sound like New Paris is supposed to have options.
We got fiber now, bro.
Do you where you live?
Yeah.
Well,
They
then
literally buried it in my front yard.
I hope that they bring it down the road to me soon. We
Hope
were
so,
supposed to
too.
be on the list of like as soon as it's available, they're supposed to contact us.
Yeah.
So
Soon, Chris, soon.
yeah. One.
All right. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you guys get to your stuff and let Colton relax for a little bit.
You need to sign off of yours. Hey, thanks for being on Guys with Issues, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a two-way.
Yeah, this is a 2-way.
It's a 2-way. I like it.
So,
Yeah.
So we appreciate that you guys were willing to do another team up with us, team up issue.
Yeah, it's always fun being on your podcast.
It's always fun being on Guys with Issues.
feel like I'm a personal guy with issues every time I listen.
Relatable.
I think that's why I like your podcast so much, because it's relatable.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I could listen to you guys crunch on snacks all day.
Dude, you've heard, we've had an emailer be like, keep those mouth sounds coming. And I'm
Yeah.
like, if they only knew the amount of time I cut out of us chewing on the mic, I could make them an hour-long track, man.
There you go. I
Per
just do it. Just do it. The trailer for Guys with Issues on Spotify is just mouth
Just
noises.
mouth sounds.
That's funny.
New trailer coming soon.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. And as Chris has mentioned many, many times, make sure you watch us on YouTube. And if you want to watch this episode on YouTube, it'll be really enjoyable. So yeah, go check it out. Just search the Call Guys podcast or click the link in our description and you can find our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, click that bell, do all the good stuff. And yeah, you can also find us on all your favorite social media accounts, Facebook at facebook.com/thecallguyspod, TikTok at thecallguys, and Instagram at thecallguyspodcast. And then always go check out goldenmojoent.com where you can find our merch store and all the other podcasts of the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. And finally, check out Perfectly Picked Games at perfectlypickedgames.com where you can get 20% off your subscription by using code GoldenMojo. And check out Guys with Issues. Guys with Issues. You guys, guyswithissues.com.
We do.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And Longbox at Guys. Or Longbox.
Yeah. Long box at guyswithissues.com.
Guyswithissues.com. Yeah. There you go. Check it all out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take it easy, guys. Have a good weekend.
Yep. You guys too. All right. For all those out there in podcast land, see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, that's the best part, man.
It just becomes the same thing. Literally.
Yes. So how'd you guys like them? Yeah, that was pretty good. Like,
Or every time it's like whoever, if we have a guest and they have bad audio or bad internet, they're like, I'm sorry about the internet, man. Just keep it in.
hey, the first time we did this, we had internet issues between all of us, and it seems like this time it went pretty well.
It did.
Hey, don't forget dude. Don't forget to record now.
I know. Oh, I know.
Make sure
Don't
you,
worry.
you guys are
Don't worry.
doing some
The call guy.